Hi, my name's Damien Bird. I have a real interest in Power Platform, and today I'm going to demonstrate how to develop your own Power Automate Desktop with ServiceNow, searching and closing a ServiceNow call. Now let's get to it. So within Power Automate Desktop, I'm going to launch the web recorder, choose the default browser, Microsoft Edge, and just move the web recorder GUI out of the way and start the recording. So first thing I'm going to do is just paste in the ServiceNow URL, the development environment URL I've got. I've got the admin username, and if you notice on the right hand side here, the UI element has been detected. I'll provide a password, and again that UI element is automatically detected. So good practice at this point is to rename your UI element to something meaningful. And don't worry, if you forget to do it here, you can also change it within the main Power Automate Desktop interface. And of course click on the login button. So that's me performed a basic login into ServiceNow and captured the UI elements I need for that. So back to the recorder, we can see that it's picked up the URL, username and password, but also 2 button clicks of the login button. And you can see I haven't renamed the button UI element, but we'll tidy up here and just delete that second button click, and we'll just run it and see how it goes. So launch a service now. Once it's loaded, username and password, and the login button is clicked, and here we are, we're now in ServiceNow. So just for neatness, I'll rename this UI element. So back into the web recorder, back into Microsoft Edge, you'll notice here under the advanced options you can actually select the browser session. And again with the web recorder, move it out of the way and start the recording. So clicking on the search button, and if I just go and grab my incident number, so back into the search button, in with the incident number, and we found our first incident. And we'll finish again, and we'll go and do some tidying up. So again, we've got this go to web page. We don't really need that. That was one of the steps that I performed. You can see here we've got the input of the incident number, and also clicking on the same item UI element within the web page. So the advantage of your UI element window on the right hand side here is that you can actually see the buttons that you've been clicking on, or the elements you've been clicking on. So again, we'll rename them. I can see we've got a duplicate, so I'll delete that. I can see where the input element is, so we'll make that, rename that something more meaningful. And here where I've clicked on a button, I'm going to delete that. And if you think about a real life scenario, as an end user, if you're searching for an item, you would have typed in the input and then sent the return key with your keyboard. So that's exactly what I'll do here, is curly brackets, put the return, and this will emulate an end user hitting return. And again, another little tidy up, just delete the little start and ends that are created from doing the web recording, and let's give it another go. Just close the browser here. Here we go. So again, launching a service now, we'll have the login, and it will search for the incident ending with 6. And there we have it, it's coming together now. We're now able to log in and search for an incident within ServiceNow. So back again to the web recorder, and we'll build up the next stage. So this time I'm going to try and capture the comment screen. because it's quite often that we want to add some comments to a call as we're closing it. I want to capture the tick box element here, and again, as before, I'll rename the UI elements so they are more meaningful to me going forward. And I'll click on the post button as if I was about to post the comment, and again we can just give that a meaningful name. I'm not quite convinced it's captured the tick box here, so we'll just go for it again, and that way I can choose which one to keep and which one to delete. But I'll just rename that just so I can remember which one I've created there. So back to the main GUI, got some tidying up to do again, and one of the mistakes I've done here, which we'll see in a minute, is that I've actually started the recording in the middle of my Power Automate. But we've got the UI elements here that I've renamed. I've got some random bits and bobs which we'll just delete. And I just need to get the ordering right here, as if I was using ServiceNow as an end user. I would populate the work notes, probably tick the button or untick the button, and then post it. And this particular item here, again, is just a rogue. I need to delete that. And with this button, we'll delete it, and also this extra click on a link as well. So delete the recording tags. I just need to get the ordering right, because again I've set off the recording whilst it was out of sequence. So that's hopefully the right order now, and we'll play our Power Automate Desktop and see where we go. So it's logging in, searching for the incident, hitting the return button, putting in a comment, posting it. Now it's got stuck. I don't actually believe it has posted a comment, so what I'm going to do is here I'm going to insert a wait stage here, and we'll actually wait for the element to appear on the screen. So that's the equivalent of a delay, really. Normally you insert a delay of so many seconds, but this will delay or wait until a particular UI element appears on screen. And I'll change the comment as well, just so we can see that new comment being posted. So we'll play it again. Saw the new comment going in and the post button. I've still got problems. Okay. So, of course, the wait should be in front of the element loading. Let's try it again. So adding a new comment, posting it, perfect. So we've cracked that bit. We can see our new comment posted. So the next stage is to capture the assignment group and the assign to. So again, launching the recording tool, start the recording. We just need to capture these elements. So in a real life situation, the end user would be typing and selecting. But we can recreate that with a type and a return. We'll rename the element, something meaningful. And if we go ahead with capturing the assigned to field as well, so I'll look up one of the end users, or not one of the end users, sorry, one of the technicians' names. Captured that element, we'll give it a name. And we'll maybe go ahead and capture some more bits and bobs here. So the resolution information. Again, the final stage of closing up a ServiceNow call. We'll go ahead and capture the resolve by, who is the technician that resolved it. So we'll say that, well, in this example, I've chosen my own name, but it doesn't matter ultimately. We'll put in some resolution notes, and we will update the call. So we've captured all those elements. We can potentially rename them. We'll go ahead with renaming them again. So that was the update button. And yeah, we'll just finish off there. So if we look at the recorded items, we can delete that page. We'll have a little clear up again. I've got another button out of order because again I've used the recording tool from the middle rather than from the end. So just get the ordering right. So we populate the text field with the user's name. No need to be clicking on links, so we can delete those items. So the rest of that looks okay, I think. Right, so the next thing I'd like to do is to go and add in some input variables. So currently everything that we've captured, like the technician's name and such like, are just strings, so we'd like to have some input variables. So we will add in some comments, so we don't need to worry about using that default string I've got there, a new comment, and we can swap that string out now for our new input variable. So just select here, and you can select your comment, and I just need to delete that original string and save it. So I've got about 5 different variables I'd like to add in. The next variable I'm going to put in is the assigned to user. So the engineer that's been assigned a call. And so we'll put in a default value of David Liu. And I'll copy down the variable name into the external name. So that will appear in the Power Automate run from the cloud. And again, we'll just go and update the default string here with the variable input. My next input variable is the resolved by. So the technician that has resolved the call. I'll stick in a default value of myself, which is useful for testing at least. Again, swap out the string for the input variable. Now I've just noticed a spelling mistake here, so I'll correct the spelling mistake, and you'll notice that it also updates here, so no need to change it again. Next input. We'll go with the resolution, so that's a text string, how the incident was resolved. We're going to update our variable again. Now I've just realised I forgot to correct the external name here for that particular variable. So we'll go with the assignment group input as well. So as long as the string that we supply as the input matches that of ServiceNow, it will resolve. So for this example, I'm just going to use software because I know that software exists as one of those drop-down options. And again, we'll just update that. So final one is the incident number, because of course that's definitely going to be changing. So we will call that incident number. Default value I can just stick in our existing call reference that we're using. But of course you could potentially leave this blank. It's just purely for testing that I'm putting a default value in. And you may well want to have some error handling if it was supplied as blank. So we'll just go ahead and swap that out. And save that. And I think everything's looking okay there. We'll go ahead and give it a run. So we're expecting at this time to again log on, search the ticket, and input all these variables that we've created with the default values, of course. Found the incident, added the comment, updated the assignment group and the assign to, and hit the update button. Now, I'm going to copy down this return, because again, if we were a real end user, we'll be typing in the assign to user and then hitting the return button just to confirm that input string. And I think we'll also stick a return key in as well, just after we've made the assign group. And this button, yeah, just needs to go in the correct place. So looking at this, as if you were an end user, the buttons you press, the steps you take. This looks like we'll stick another return in here as well for the resolve by, because again we're inputting into an option. So let's return to confirm that. But that all looks okay. So I've just realised that I've deleted one of the main elements here, so I'm going to recapture it, the resolution information tab. So we need to make sure that the browser is on the notes tab, and we'll start the recording and capture me clicking on the resolution information tab. When it's collected that there, we'll rename the UI element. I'll allow the RPA to switch tabs, and also we'll get the resolution code as well. So again, we can just type this straight in if we were an end user, and we'll just go with solve permanently and rename our UI element. So again, as before, I've stuck my capture into the wrong place, but I'll drag it down to the right place. Select the clicking of the resolution tab and the setting of the drop down, and delete these extra recording items. And I'm going to use a wait here, because I've discovered that in between testing, sometimes it moves a bit too fast. And finally, I'm just going to capture the resolve button, because previously I'd caught the update button. Now I'm going to grab the resolve button. I can give that a meaningful name, and then we'll swap out the update button with the resolve button. And hopefully that's us now with a complete solution. So on to Power Automate. I've set up a solution here with some default values. We're just going to run the Power Automate from the cloud. And so after a few seconds it will call the gateway connector and launch Power Automate Desktop on my desktop, which will launch the Edge browser. So we have the browser launching. Searching for my new call. Will this demo work? Let's save that string. Update the assignment group. Solve by. We've got Howard Johnson and the demo of PAD. Click on the resolve button. And if we jump back onto the Power Automate Desktop, it's still running. It will get notification back via the Power Automate Desktop. That's it. Now realize it's complete. So we're going to have a look at the call. Now if we look at the assignment group, we've got software and software. We look at the assigned to, Fred and Fred. We can see our comments there. Will this demo work? Thankfully it has. And if we go to the resolution information, we can see the demo of PAD from Power Automate. We've got Howard Johnson and the solve permanently with the date of today. If you have any questions about how I built this, please feel free to leave me some comments below or reach out via my blog. Thanks for watching and have a good day.